This is Danny Flexen.
This is Joe Leigh.
And we're here to talk about a bumper February for boxing in the UK, but specifically for Boxer and their broadcast partner, Sky Sports. Wasn't intentional to be such a blockbuster month and the shortest month of the year, but obviously the Chris Eubank Jr. Liam Williams fight was postponed for the second time, although this time, as far as we know, as we talk right now, only for a week. To the 5th of February to kick things off, and then continuing through the month with Amir Khan against Kell Brook, the grudge match that's been many years, perhaps too many in the making, but we'll talk about that. And Josh Taylor defending his undisputed 140-pound crown against Jack Catterall, who's been waiting 2 years for his mandated shot. So let's start at the start. Chris Eubank Jr., Liam Williams, just on the cusp of world level, beyond domestic level. Just an incredible fight, I think.
It's such a good fight. And for British fight fans as well, this is the type of fight that you really relish. With Chris Eubank, you obviously have someone who can potentially underestimate Liam Williams. Obviously, he'll fully respect him, but I think there is an element of that with Chris Eubank, and we've seen that before with the Morrison fight as an example. And then you've got someone in Liam Williams who's just willing to give absolutely every last inch. So that's why I feel like there's so much excitement behind this fight. Yeah, it's going to be... What a way to kick off boxing in 2022 in the UK anyway. Well, yeah, in the UK and Cardiff.
I think style-wise it'll be good as well. You know, Williams is the better technical boxer, but he's the smaller man. Eubank probably hits a bit harder, but he can be a bit one-paced. You know, slow starter as well at times, so he can be outworked. But then he has got that confidence. He's got a great chin. Very hard to see Williams stopping him, although he carries power up at middleweight. You know, we've never really seen Eubank hurt or buzzed in any way. So if Williams wins, it's going to go the long route, and then Eubank, you know, gets stronger as the fight goes on. It can't fail to be exciting. And yeah, they don't like each other either, which helps.
100%. I think when it got postponed, everyone was so disappointed the first time this is. And obviously the second time, it's hopefully, the week after. So it's not too much of a big deal. Obviously, it's frustrating for everyone involved, and obviously the fighters, and like going into training camp, and obviously you kind of peak at a certain time, don't you? So I hope they're the best of their abilities, but as you say, kind of it's a great mesh of styles. It's really good fight, and I think Liam Williams will give it his best shot. That's such a lame thing to say, but I can't see any way he does win that fight, though. Obviously, with the change in trainer as well, that's been probably the biggest kind of story going into it, it was hard, wasn't it?
I would normally not recommend changing a trainer before what could be the biggest fight of your career at this point. He's challenged for a world title previously, of course, but this is kind of make or break for Liam Williams, I think, at this stage. But because he's gone to such a good trainer in Adam Booth, and also because Booth used to work with Eubank Jr., there could be a bit of an advantage there. The extra delay means his shoulder injury will heal a bit more. He'll have more time with the new trainer, even if it is only a week. Could be worse for Liam Williams going in.
Oh, definitely. I think if he was to leave Dom Ingle, there's probably no one better he could go to. And obviously Dom Ingle's heavily focused on Kell Brook. Probably one of the biggest fights he's ever been involved with. So you can kind of understand why Liam Williams, I don't know the reasons behind it, but it's the best place he could have gone. Adam Booth's a top trainer, and like you say, he was with Eubank Jr. That's he could learn a few things.
Now, if they don't like each other, Kell Brook and Amir Khan really don't like each other, especially Kell Brook. Like Amir Khan's maybe a little bit more, you know, not that bothered, although as the fight gets closer, I think he'll get more irritated by Brook and maybe by Ingle as well. But Kell Brook, there's nothing fake about it. Kell Brook legitimately cannot stand Amir Khan. I know that from years of knowing him and speaking to him and interviewing him. I mean, he genuinely doesn't like him, resents him, I think is probably a better way of putting it. All the opportunities Khan's had, the column inches, the rewards for what he's done, and Brooks probably feels he's achieved almost as much, if not more, and hasn't got the same kind of regard thus far. And this is his opportunity, even late in their careers. And let's be honest, it should have happened 5 years ago. Might not have been a better fight then, but certainly would have meant more. But just at this stage of their careers, Brooks finally got the opportunity to show in his mind that he was always the better man.
Yeah, they're always kind of there is always going to be that thing, and everyone's talking about it already. They're not in their prime. They're obviously on their last legs, or however you want to describe it. But I still believe that, well, this is a fact. They're both at similar stages of their career. They're very similar in age. They're very similar in the amount of fights they've had. Obviously, just they've both lost to Crawford recently as well. But yeah, like the fact that they are similar in age kind of means it's not as important that whether they're in their prime or not, as long as they're the similar age. It's not like Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo when they're at completely different stages. And I think that's why it's still always going to be a big fight no matter when it happened. And I feel like it's not a bad time for it to happen.
And Khan's in Crawford's camp, of course, preparing for this, which is probably an advantage, I guess. Been watching the videos on Sky Sports of his nutrition and stuff. Doesn't know how to hold a knife properly, but as long as he can throw the right hand with it, I'm sure it'll be fine. Not with the knife. Best not talk too much about Kell, Brook and stabbing.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, we look forward to the fight. I think it's a great grudge match. I'll be paying for it. I'll make no bones about it. Happy to watch it even at this stage. And then we've got Josh Taylor against Jack Catterall. Now, Josh Taylor deserves a homecoming. Everything he's achieved on the road has been outstanding. This may well be his last fight at 140 before he moves up, challenges the likes of Terence Crawford or whoever at 147. Find it hard, and a lot of people find it hard to give Jack Catterall a real shot in this fight. He is unbeaten. He is very talented. He has waited ages for his shot, so he'll never be more prepared than he is now. Age-wise, physically, he must be around his peak as well. But Josh Taylor's such an outstanding fighter. I think this one might be more great event rather than great fight.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'm not sure whether they're going to be allowed a crowd. I'm not sure the situation in Scotland at the moment. I saw recently Josh Taylor mentioning how it might be, it's like the third fight in a row now. It'll be Kong Song, Ramirez, and potentially Catterall with the limited crowd as well. It's really frustrating because, as you say, it's the homecoming for him, and that's kind of the reason for this fight is a British fight, out in Scotland, and to celebrate his undisputed status at super lightweight, 140 pounds. So without a crowd, it's a big shame for Josh, but kind of similar to what you say. I can't see Jack Catterall being victorious, and similar to what I mentioned in the other video we filmed about Okoli and Sislak. It doesn't excite you when you expect someone to win so much.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed all three deliver. But as long as they all stay on schedule, fans or limited fans or no fans, hopefully the former, we'll get to see some great action in February.
Yeah, well, I don't want to jinx anything with Khan Brook, so I just don't want to talk about it potentially being called off or whatever. Let's just hope they will happen, but particularly that maybe one on the 19th, is that February 19th, Khan Brook?
Yes.
And then the 26th, Catterall. So it's going to be exciting February. And fair play to Sky. I think obviously Eddie Hearn's trying to conquer America, but he's going to be disappointed that he doesn't have these three fights, obviously in particular, Khan Brook.
Yeah, agreed.
Cool. All right. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.
Good stuff.
Boom.